anyone who doesn't know me, once again, I'm Laura Tontino, and if you just happen to watch my video, welcome to my channel. I want to introduce myself to everyone who's watching this video. So, like what I said, I'm Laura, and I just finished my undergraduate degree. I have a background in business and also healthcare and science. And the reason why I want to talk about this topic is because I've gone through the same situation of being a broke college student and struggling to save my money with a certain amount of small budget, and also just saving money in general, or like not spending too much money. I also want to talk to those individuals who just graduated college, or those who are in early, mid, and late 20s who want to start their own savings account, want to start saving, or just want to stop spending too much. I want to give you advice, and I'm no professional whatsoever. I know I'm pretty sure there's other people who are professional in this type of matter, but these are just the type of things that work for me in saving money, and I just want to share it for everyone to apply it to themselves if they want to. So the first tip that I want to talk about is the most thing that really was effective for me. So this is: have a mindset that you're always broke. No matter how money you have, and no matter how much savings you have, you always have to have the mindset that you are broke. Just because this kind of discipline you to not go out too much, not spend too much. But for me, I feel like every time I know that I have a certain amount of money, I tend to spend way more. So for an example, let's say you have a job and you have your paycheck come in, and now you just want to buy all these type of things. I feel like that's the most common mistake to a lot of people. Instead of just saving their money, they would always have this inner feeling that you have to spend your money somehow. But if you have this mentality that I am broke, that I feel like that's really effective for me, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go out today, but I'm broke. You know, I can't spend too much money. I'm just gonna manage my money and have this mindset that I am limited on my budget, just so I don't spend too much. I don't know, that just really works for me, having that type of mentality, because I believe that all the habits we do and all the just everything that we do is just all in our head. So we have to train our mindset in order for it to be effective. You know what I mean? So I think that's really effective. The second tip that I want to talk about that really works for me is keep track of your budget. With me, how I do it is I keep a journal. So I really wish I could show everyone my journal and how I budget or manage my money or budget. But unfortunately, it's all the way back home. What I meant by home is California, and I didn't bring it with me. I wish I could show everyone how I do it, but I'm just gonna give everyone an example of how I do it. So let's say it's the weekend. I always have at least an hour on my weekend to plan everything. So I have this notebook, like this, like any type of notebook. It doesn't have to be fancy, or if you could just write it down on random paper, it's fine, as long as you have it visually in front of you. So what I do is I would always have specific amount of budget on every week on how I'm gonna spend my money. So let's say, this is not exact, but I'm just throwing out numbers out there. Let's say $100 for my groceries. I'm gonna stick with that $100 for my groceries. And for me to actually stick to that budget is before I go to the grocery store, I would have a list of things that I really, really need and essential for the whole week. Just so I know what I'm going to get in the store, and I would not go over that specific budget. Just because I feel like organization is the key. If you really want to do something, you have to be organized about it. So let's say, so that's a grocery. Let's say the gas. I don't really go out too much. I would just go to school, gym, work, internship, that's it. So my budget would probably be $25 to $30 on the gas. So sometimes I go over, sometimes I go less, but that's like the minimum maximum for me for my gas, and that'll be it. And I would have this essential other things that I just want, such as Starbucks, or other, if I want to eat out and stuff like that. And those are like the other things that I want to spend my money on. So keeping track, the point is keeping track of how much money is going out is really, really important for you to know know that, okay, this is how much money going out every week. That means I have to have this much money going in whenever, like every paycheck or whatever, if you have a job. Tip that goes along with the organization is organize your money. So I kind of repeat myself for saying that, but it is basically the same thing, organize your money. And what I meant by that is knowing, like being specific with your budget. So for me, I would have a savings account, a spending money, spending money, and emergency money. So I feel like it's very important for you to have those type of things, because to have when you have a money coming in, you have to know how to organize these things, like managing these specific budget, you know. So let's say you have savings account, which is for your future, and then you have a spending account for your bills, essential for whatever you want to buy, and you have the emergency funding. So for me, emergency funding is, let's say next semester, let's say I'm still in college, and next semester I couldn't pay for my books or couldn't pay for my tuition. It's always really important to have those type of emergency funding, especially for your health too. If you don't have insurance, or let's say you don't know, like things would happen, your car will break down and stuff like that, you always have to be ready for those kinds of things. The savings account is just for your future or whatever. Let's say you really want to buy specific things in the future, then that's your savings account is for. And your spending money is for your bills and, like what I said, grocery, gas, and all those things. So how I do it, I personally have a job, and how I do it is, whenever I have a paycheck coming in, I get the bills out of the way. I pay my bills first, because those are the most important things. You have a responsibility to pay your bills. In that case, you have to pay it first. So after I paid my bills, I have this rule of having 30, 20, and 50. So the 20% after the bills, right? The remaining money, I have 50, 30, 20 bill rule. So the 50% would go to my savings. The 30% would go to my needs, such as other needs like groceries. And the 20% would go for the things that I want. So it's just good to have those organization skills when it comes to your budget, just so you have this tracking system of how much you spend and how much coming in and coming out. Another trick that I have with the organization skill is, with my job, I specifically do not include my paycheck to my bank account. I always ask them to give me a check. And a lot of people think that's kind of weird that I do that. I could just put it directly to my bank account and just check it out, like cash it out. But for me, I don't know, it's all mindset, like what I've been saying. It's all in your head. You have to have a specific strategy in your head in order for it to actually work, because you have to train your head, you know. So what I do is I actually have a cash on my paycheck, just so I know in front of me visually that it's there. So now I take out things that I don't need, and I take out the things that I have to save. I have to save those things cash, and I have to have the cash, because for me, I tend to spend less cash with the debit card. You just swipe it. I don't really check my bank account too much, so just swipe, and then the next thing you know, you're empty, you know. But with the cash, I actually see it on my hand going away. I don't know, it's my mindset that is like, it's just working for me, that if I see the money coming out, I tend to be more focused, be aware of how much is going away. I don't know, it's weird, but like what I said, it doesn't work. If it doesn't work for you, it works for me. You have to have your own strategic plan, or you have to trick your mind to how you would make it work for yourself. So the next thing that I want to talk about is time management. And of course, if you want to save money, you have to have a money coming in. And in order for you to do that, I know it would be hard to have so many things on your plate, especially if you're in college. That's why I feel like it is really important to have a time management skill. So you need a job, okay? So you need something coming in, or scholarship or anything. Something, you know, you can't just say money out of nowhere. You have to have it coming in. So time management comes along with that. You have to manage your school, your job, and other things that's going on with your life. I would also make another video with time management skill for everyone, just so I could share how I did it to survive my college years, and you could also apply it to after college or whatever you're at right now in your life. The last thing that I want to talk about is treat yourself occasionally. You don't have to be too hard on yourself, you know. At the end of the day, it's just material things, it's just money. You don't have to be too hard on yourself, because you have to be mentally stable for you to be happy, you know. Like for me, when I get really stressed, I have to buy something to make myself feel happy. It doesn't matter what it is, like it could be food or Starbucks or boba, I don't know, something, or some new clothes. You know, treat yourself occasionally because you deserve it. You don't have to be too hard on yourself, and the money is there to spend once in a while, you know. You have to be good for yourself, treat yourself, and make yourself feel better if you know that you deserve it. Don't treat yourself better too much. I know some people are like, I might treat myself today because I deserve it. No, girl, you don't. That's just an excuse for you to spend another amount of money. So yeah, just don't be too hard on yourself. Know when you have to treat yourself, and just enjoy your life. You know, money, you just have to manage it. Be smart about how you're spending it. Be smart on when is it going. You have to think, do I really need it, or is it just something that I'm bored? Like I'm bored, I want to buy, you know, I want to do something. Sometimes it happens, you know. So just think about it. Another, it's not on my list, but I kind of want to add it to share it to people too. So what I do, I love going out to the mall and shopping. But what I do is when being in a mall makes me feel better for some reason, or a store, or Ross, or Target, TJ Maxx, you know, those type of places make me so happy. But what I do is I walk around like I would go in every aisle that I want to go to, and when I have it on my hand, I think first, do I need this, you know? Is this something that I really need to buy now? And then I realize, no, I don't really need this, so I take it away. So before you have this habit of like buying anything that you saw on TikTok, you buy it, you know, you saw someone bought it, I have to buy it. Before you do all those craziness, you have to think first, think twice, like, do I really need it? Probably not, so probably just take it away, save your money, girl. And that's all I have for today, everyone. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like, and keep watching my future videos. And I really appreciate everyone who supported me on my first video, and thank you for watching. And if anyone's interested with the shirt I'm wearing right now, I'm gonna link it down below. It's called The Honey. Support us too in this type of way. I would really much appreciate it. That's it. Thank you. Bye.